Okay, hello and good day again to everyone that is currently tuning in here at Phoenix Holdings. Once again, this is your host CH, and we're back again for another exciting AMA, this time with Sesame. And from the Sesame team, we got Sesame Token. He's gonna be our guest speaker for today. How are you, man?
I'm doing very good. Nice to be here. Thank you very much for having us.
Nice to have you here as well. And should I just call you Sesame, or are you known by any other name?
You can call me Mike.
Okay, Mike, nice to have you here, Mike. So I guess to officially start off this AMA, you can get ahead by introducing yourself to us, maybe give us a bit of background about yourself and, just about your crypto ventures in general.
Yes, that'll be my pleasure. Hi everybody. It's really nice to meet you all. We really appreciate such a wonderful opportunity to share our project with everyone. I'm in charge of the community building and marketing, and our team has 5 people in total. We have 3 devs, two work on the back end and one work on the UI. And we have one advisor and myself. So we have been in crypto space since 2017, all as investors. We know each other pretty well. We been through two bear markets and two bull markets, so we know the market pretty well. We're from pretty different backgrounds. The 3 devs are Silicon Valley based in California, and our advisor is from the online gaming industry, and he's Hong Kong based. Well, personally, we were planning to launch a crypto project for many years, and this time we think the opportunity is ripe. So here we are and ready to go.
Amazing. And from the team, how many people again in the team? Sorry if I kind of missed that.
That's five
Five.
people.
And your exact position is what again?
Uh, I'm doing the marketing and the community management.
Okay, so marketing and community management. So question now, I guess to get really started deep into the project. So can you give us a short introduction on what Sesame is all about?
Yeah. Is it okay if I share my screen in a minute?
Sure, man. Just go ahead and share your screen.
Okay. Can you see it now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. So the Sesame game is really extremely easy to understand. You take the really popular CS:GO gun skin betting model and you just replace the gun skins with BNB and you play on the BSC network. So let's say there's a mystery box that's gonna worth one BNB when in two-player mode. Each player buys 0.5, and then the system just picks a winner, and the winner takes it all, and the winner pays a 5% fee. So you can play this game with 2 people, 10, 100, or 1,000 people. Also, the odds change. But the gameplay is really proven to be a really extremely successful and addictive model. Here, what we did is you can see our slogan here. It's called "Be Winner, Be Owner" because on Web3, you can utilize tokens to make everyone part of the game, right? So it's in decentralized mystery box game platform where all players are owners. All players, just no matter if you win or not, are all awarded with sets of tokens, and the prize is backed by gaming profits. So this is the first. This is the front page. This is on the BSC testnet. After we launch the real website after fair launch, it's gonna look the same. So here we have yesterday's spending reward. Here you have 1.3 BNB. That's from 10% of the gaming fees, and this goes to top 3 players who spending the most. So it really encourages people to keep spending in the game. So the more people spend, the more gaming fee it generates. And 40% of that gaming fee will be used to back and burn SISA token. And you're mining SISA token at the same time while you're playing. So we'll be running this data testing site for about 7 days, for about a week. Here we have top winners of the day. So people are encouraged to join because BSC testnet we gave each player one BNB for free just to start it out. As you can see today, somebody won $3,700, and for the top of the history for 7 days, the top winner won almost 300,000 just from one BNB. So it's pretty insane of what you can do with this kind of game. For the SISA token, you can stake it for up to here it says 700%, but at launch it's gonna be around 1,000% APR. And now let's go to the game here. Let me connect my wallet. Okay, so now we're in the testnet, and when you go to the game session, you can see that for beta testing of 7 days, the total price that people won already is already broke $1 million, and about 1,200 numbers of wins. So the data is pretty satisfying. It's very good. Here you can have 4 different odds for the game. 1v1, 10 players, 100 and 1,000. For like 1v1, it's really quick. It only takes 2 players to play. As soon as 2 people buy the ticket, the box is gonna draw. It's gonna open. For the 10 players, it's the same principle. But here, for example, you can win 1 BNB with just 0.1. For 100 and 1,000, you can win 1,000 BNB with just 1 BNB. It's really tempting in this way. So you can see that the game provides an opportunity for people to make a lot of money, and it capitalize on that, and capitalize on the hype. So for demonstration, we can go here and buy 1 box. So this is a 0.1 BNB box, and each ticket costs about 0.05. As you can see here, this is a fee, gaming fee, and this is around 154. Somebody already bought a share, and my share is 0, so we can go ahead and start. Do you have any questions so far about how the thing works?
All good, man. I think people here will hold this question and their questions once you're done explaining what Sesame is all about. We'll get the community
Okay.
question phase after that. Okay.
Okay. So after we bought that ticket, the box will start this drawing process. It takes about 10 seconds, and it's done totally on the blockchain by Chainlink tokens. So for each drawing, we need to spend Chainlink tokens to buy a random number from Chainlink. And after that, it's just gonna open. So if you wins, a opening animation will show here. If you didn't win, a pop-up box will show here too. To enhance the interaction with players, we also built a bot in the Telegram. So the bot will tell everybody when somebody purchased the ticket. It's also going to tell somebody when someone wins a ticket. So I think this is the ticket we just bought, and I didn't win. So the other guy won. But you can imagine the excitement and the hype that is going to build when somebody starts to play really big within the chat. So for demonstration purposes, I'm gonna buy 2 shares from this box just so that we can win with a 100% opportunity. Just to show you what it looks like when somebody did win. So today the BSC testnet is a little bit slow. Oh, here we go. So if you won, this animation will show, and you can screen cap it and you can share it. So here we have your total game price in different currencies, your box purchase history of the specific box, and current box winner history, and current box top winners. So all the info you need. And for the 2v2, you can see it goes from 0.25 all the way up to 250 BNB for 500 BNB. So the whole game is designed to draw people in, and they can play more and more. It's really addicting, and that generates more and more fee for buying back CISA tokens. So once you have been playing for a while, you go to rewards. So this is where you can claim your CISA token from the system. Then you can choose to stake it for passive income. So here you have the playing rewards. It's calculated in blocks. For each block of 3 seconds, the system calculates how many people were playing with their BNB, and it distributes that Sesame token in a 1 hour period in the next distribution part. After that, you can just stake it. And here we have the history tab to show all your boxes, and the about tab for the audit, how to play, how to buy, rules, reward details, and white paper and all that. So the game is really simple because it's a proven model on the CS:GO gun biting. It's a billion-dollar industry by itself. Also, for the tokenomics of when you're of to mine the token just when you play, we take the same tokenomics from a website called LooksRare. So this is LooksRare's chart. This is shows right here the market cap. This is a $380 million market cap project, and they use the same tokenomics, so it's proven to be successful as well. And you can see that the token price is relatively stable. It's not being dumped to oblivion just because people are mining the tokens. So the staking is really working in reducing the sell pressure. We also modify zero tokenomics so that we have less sell pressure and a more smooth APR reduction. So I think that's a very quick introduction of how the thing works and how the tokenomics works. If you have any questions.
Oh, good. And now, I mean, that is looking neat so far. This is from the testnet itself, right?
Yes, this is
Yeah.
entirely
Mhm.
runs on the testnet. Yeah.
Yeah. So, a quick question: with that being available in testnet, let's say like after it is launched, how soon do you plan to get this live?
After the fair launch, token sale is gonna be within 24 hours.
Okay, within 24 hours. Okay, that's quite quick, relatively. And okay, I'm actually not that knowledgeable about the CSGO side of things, the comparison that you made. Is it kind of like a lottery loot box kind of stuff? How the
Right,
game's played?
right. So in the CS:GO thing, you play. For example, I have a gun skin, you have a gun skin. We're gonna bet for each other. The winner takes all. That's just how it's played. Then you just replace that with BNB and put it on BSC network. So that's pretty
And
much it.
yeah, basically it's like betting, and whoever wins,
Right,
winner takes all.
right.
And how exactly are the games played?
So for example, this box right here. Um, so this is a 50% chance box. That means two people has to play. Each one has to buy a ticket for it to open itself. So after the progress bar fills up, after two people all buy the ticket, the system will tell Chainlink, hey, the box is ready to be opened. Give us a random number. And we're going to pay them link tokens. And Chainlink will send us a random number to match either one of the box. And then the box, the lucky box will be drawn. And that's what the fee is for, part of the fee. For each Chainlink random number, it costs about $1. So part of the fee is going to that as well. So
Okay,
everything
so yeah,
is done on chain and open
mhm, so
source.
a lottery basically, a winner takes all. So, um, is it every time there's just gonna be one winner? I mean, this is just for two people. Let's say you're gonna have a box for like 100 people. Will there be just one winner on everything, or do you plan to have multiple winners on some of the boxes?
For the 100 and the 1,000, is for all the boxes, it's just one winner because we think in that way, like it really hypes people up for the excitement. It really draws people's greed out. Like people want that. People want to play it because people want that life-changing money. Because if you think about lottery, for the chance of winning one of 1,000, is the chance is really high. It's extremely high compared to traditional lottery like Mega Ball or something, right? That's like one in a 100 million of a chance. So
Mhm. I do understand that. I mean, that's why people play the lottery. Say this, you just bet like one BNB and you have a chance. I mean, it's a small chance, but you had a chance to make that one
right,
BNB like 10 or 100 BNB. That definitely will bring out the greed out of people. And as bad as greed is, lottery and stuff, yeah, it's the best. It's all or nothing. And, the thing is, you're just gonna bet a little to earn a lot. And I think that's definitely the main selling point on how these games are gonna be played. Yeah, basically the gambling daredevil. So it will be a hit with them. And okay.
exactly. That's why
Mhm.
the name Sesame is because we want people to know that they can put in a little bit of money and there is a chance for them. There is a chance that they can win that life changing money. Um, so when we launch, we're gonna only launch the 1v1 and the 10 player first because we want the progress bar to be filled up as fast as possible, so that there's no waiting time. After more people join, after we have more players, we can open up the 100 and the thousands. It just depends on the player count. But yeah, so the online betting industry is huge. It's north up in the billions. So it's the business model is like it's no issue. Also, for the BSC testnet, it's actually slower than the mainnet. So we our issue with the testnet is sometimes when you buy the ticket, it doesn't always go through. But on the mainnet, this won't be an issue. There's something weird about how the gas fee is estimated on the testnet. Um, but to bring everything on blockchain has its pros and cons. But in this way, this game is 100% fair and transparent. So to get to that point, we had to sacrifice a little bit speed. But I think that's understandable.
Yeah, for sure, definitely. And another thing I wanted to ask, I think you kind of dive in a little bit about the sesame as the name, but why the sesame name? Because sesame is like from the sesame seed, right? So how would you come up with a name to match with this utility?
So when you play the 1,000 bucks with just 0.1 BNB, you can win up to 100 BNB. So the Sesame name, it's really approachable, like it's affordable because Sesame is cheap. You don't think about too much about Sesame when you throw one away. So everybody has a spare 0.1 BNB. Like it's just sitting in your wallet. It's not doing anything. Why don't you just put it in? Wait for your 100 BNB. Who knows? You might win, and that's a lot of money. So that's really interesting and tempting. Yeah.
Oh, okay, I see it now. I mean that, yeah, that's Sesame for you. I mean, it's just that little, and yeah, as you've said, we all have that like 0.01 BNB, and if that 0.01 BNB can turn to even just one BNB, it would be amazing, and it's not going to be much of a loss if you lost that. You can just keep on betting, 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 and yeah, that will fuel
Exactly.
up to keep on buying. Okay, amazing that one. Okay, so I guess that's the concept in terms of displaying the boxes. So I guess we can dive in directly now to the tokenomics. So can you tell us more about the native token itself and how if you have one, and how it's going to be utilized in the project itself?
Yes. So the total supply of Sesame token is 100 million. As you can see here, the pie chart. Let me zoom it up a little bit. Um, so this is pretty much like I said, the exact same tokenomics from LuxRare. Um, so on LuxRare, you trade NFTs, and you mine their token while you're trading NFTs. And so the trading fee from the NFT will be distributed to token holders. So it's pretty much the same thing with us, except for we don't trade NFTs. You play mystery boxes. So we saw their model to be working pretty well. So we just took inspiration and we made a little bit of enhancements. For example, LuxRare, no doubt about it, it's a very successful project. I mean, $300 million market cap. That's insane. But they, when they first started, they have a 5% initial sale that includes the liquidity management part. We have that as well. It's totally the same. Um, and they also have a 12% of token supply airdrop to OpenSea users, just to grab their user base. But that 12% airdrop, when they got unlocked, people just dump them. So on their chart, the major dumps all come from the airdrop tokens. So we don't have any of that. So there's no dumping pressure from that. Then there's 10% for the funding team and 10% for the treasury. The treasury is used for partnerships in the future, further development, bug bounty programs, all that. Well, the funding team 10% is vesting. So at first, there's literally no token for the team. This part is going to be vested in 2 years. So it's going to be unlocking really, really slowly. And the playing reward is 50%. So that goes to all the players who play Sesame game, and the staking reward goes to early stakers. So for the playing rewards, this part, the token release schedule is fixed. So unlike LuxRare, where it's not fixed, so the earlier you get in and you're trading NFTs, the more coins you're mining, and creating a huge advantage for the early adopters on the mining part, and that just creates extra, selling pressure. But our schedule is fixed, so it's gonna release really, really slowly, so you don't have as much selling pressure. But for the staking rewards, it's tapered. So at first, we start about 1,000 APR, and every month it reduces a little bit. That is to encourage the early adopters. So the more early you stake, the more APR you will be getting. But the whole thing in general is really a revolutionary way to bring this very traditional game style onto blockchain, onto Web3, is that just to empower all the users, right? Like, even somebody is insanely logical and doesn't gamble at all. Like it's who doesn't want to be a shareholder of a Las Vegas casino? It's just a money making machine. And by playing the Sesame Mystery Box game, or simply by holding the token, like 40% of the gaming fee is all used up to buy back and burn the token, and that's just gonna sustain the price to go really, really high if we get a lot of players. So the whole cycle is the players get in for the initial really high APR. They jump in to play the game with just $10, $20 or whatnot, just to mine the tokens so they can stake their tokens, and that generates more gaming fee to buy back the token, and the token price gets higher. And as the price gets higher, more people get interested in being drawn in, and more people play the game. Also, the game is designed to let people spend more money, so it creates a upward spiral. So more people play the game, the higher the token price, and then more people play the game, the higher the token price. Um, I, that's the idea behind this tokenomics.
Okay, and I guess we can jump into the if you've made any private sales in regards to the pre-sale. So how do you plan to do the both of those?
No, the it's completely fair. We do not have any private sale or pre-sale, just a fair
Oh
launch.
yeah, yes, fair launch. So no private sale prior to fair launch. Okay, so
No,
all of the
nothing.
tokens, yeah, so all of the tokens prior to fair launch is held by no one. Even the team, does the team, oh yeah, the team has 10%, but it's gonna be locked.
Right, right.
Hmm.
So
And
we did all the marketing with our own money. So we really want to spread the spirit of Web3. That is a 100% open source transparency and fairness, right? Because when you do a private sale and pre-sale, there's a whole bunch of issues with that because you're opening up with a 2x or 4x token price. Well, people will dump for sure because you just can't please everybody. I mean, some people get in early, they have a huge advantage on the later comers. I mean, they got in half as cheap. It's just gonna dump. Like for the first half year, you're gonna have so many people make so much money that it's always a threat to the token price. Like, won't you agree? Like, fair launch has its pros and cons, but I think in such a case, in such a project where transparency is our bread and butter, I think fair launch is the way to go.
in terms of fairness, yeah, definitely. I mean, it's in the name itself, fair launch. So everybody has an equal chance of getting in. No, yeah. So I think, I guess, as you said, there's pros and cons to it, but in general, a fair launch is like the best way to fairly
Yeah.
conduct the launch of a token. And I guess another thing I can also ask is about the launch itself. So I'm not sure, did you cover like what is going to be the buy and sell taxes? And yeah.
Right. There will be zero tax. Buy and sell, staking, unstaking, zero tax. So we don't really believe in taxing the token holders so that they don't leave. Like, things that's really artificial, and it's just not right. Like, um well, we don't charge no tax at all. We just let the market decide the token price because our main job focus after the game launch is going to be to bring in more players, to show the product to as many people as possible, and our target audience users will be jumping in as we keep improving the gaming experience. um, so the to the end of the day, you can have the best tokenomics you ever have, but if the underlying business model is broken, like it won't matter much. Like, for example, if you compare Sesame game, if you compare this game to many other GameFi projects where you buy an NFT to start playing the game, NFT can cost you a few $100, a few $1,000, um, and then you expect a ROI on your NFT. You play it not because the game is fun, but because you bought the NFT and now you have to play. Otherwise, it won't make you any money. Like, the gamify concept is just DeFi, but it's wrapped in graphics. And when you do that, the projects, the lifespan of DeFi projects is usually really short. They don't live past a year. Like, most of them will go bust in a few months. It's because when people bought the NFT, the NFT's price fluctuates. If somebody bought the NFT for 40, like just say $10, right? And then the thing skyrocketed, and somebody else bought at the all-time high for $500. Now the early guy cash out, and the whole thing crumbles. The thing just crashed. So the guy who bought at the top, where used to make back his money in a month, now it takes 10 years, and he has no choice but to sell. So like that concept, it doesn't really work. But here in Sesame, you can see it has nothing to do with that. You can play with as little as $10, and one BNB is always one BNB, and it doesn't really matter a bear market. Like people will always have one BNB and 0.1 BNB to just throw at it for a chance to win, right? So it's entirely different, and this business model is much more solid than just any other GameFi project. So as long as we keep bringing players into the game, the token price will come. Like the token price is entirely backed by the gaming profit after all. And if people see the value in this system, the holders will hold. And I think that's our belief, and that's our plan. Yeah.
I totally agree with that idea. Yeah, if you're just gonna use BNB, I mean, BNB is not a stable coin, but I mean, I wouldn't say close, but compared to the other games utilizing their own token to be the ones used for betting, which can get really, really low and it wouldn't have much of a value. But knowing that you're gonna use BNB, it's always gonna have some value into it, like even if it's zero point 0.1 BNB. So yeah, I think that's a smart way of utilizing the gambling aspect of things. But my question is the main token itself. So given that it's not going to be utilized for um, the betting process at all, so other than for staking, what would be
Oh,
any
here we
other?
do have
Mhm.
we do have the Sesame token box.
Oh, okay. And what would be the why have a CESA box if you already have the BNB one? Like, will there be any advantages to that?
Yes. So what we noticed from the beta is that when a lot of people were playing, there's gonna be winners and losers. So for the people who lost their BNB, what they did right after is that they go to claim their CESA rewards, and they keep playing with CESA. So it's like when people gamble when they lost, at the moment, all they care about is just to make the money back. So they will throw in whatever they have. Like in this case, you have BNB and you're mining CISA, and they're gonna use CISA to play. That's just what we noticed in the beta testing.
I mean, guys, I love how you think like this. I mean, this is like dirty, not dirty, but dark in a way that you're reading off the people's greed. But yeah, this is a good business model, knowing that you actually learned it from how people play in the test net. I think that's the wonder as well of having a test net first before launching the game itself, because you're able to predict, not completely, but based on how people react and how you will utilize or how you're going to be developing the game once it's launches. So amazing work on that one.
Thank you very much, sir. Yeah, that's pretty much the yeah. So like I said, the game design is designed to, well, in a dark way, to lure in a dark way to
I mean,
lure
it's
people
business is
in,
business.
and
It's their choice. You can't really blame them if they wanted to gamble. Yeah, we make money off that.
yes, yes, yes. So once they're in, it's designed to encourage them to spend as much money as possible. I mean, we've seen some guy in the testnet started with one BNB and won his way up to 75 BNB and mine a bunch of CESA token in the process. I mean, can you imagine like how many family friends that this guy is gonna, just tell us about? Like, what do people do after they win? They brag on social media. So let's say we have 100 people playing. You're gonna, if they all play the 1v1, you're guaranteed to have 50 winners, and you guarantee that they're gonna double their money, right? So you have 50 people promoting your product for free, and the whole thing just snowballs from there. So it's gonna be insane.
word of mouth, I think, is one of the best marketing strategies because it's all organic. You're not paying anyone to just mention to your clone. So yeah, everybody thinks it will be legit if it came from some random person with his results and how much money he made on your on a platform.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm. And okay, I'm sorry if I'm going to cut in really fast because I think we have a lot of raised hands for the community questions, and I think we covered the primary parts of your token. So, are you okay now to get on with the community questions?
Yes, yes. Absolutely.
Okay, amazing, man. So, for the people here in this AMA, the community question round is now open, and yeah, if you wanted to ask any question, just please raise your hands up, and I'll be picking you if you're lucky enough. And if you're not able to ask your questions over the VC, please ask it in the main chat. And again, the the VC questions will be prioritized. Okay, so let's go with the first question. Okay, I'm gonna choose Dr. Oxygen. You're allowed to speak, Dr. Oxygen. Please ask your question.
Good evening. Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Yes.
Okay, so I I read on your white paper that regarding your fee as outlined on the white paper, you stated that you charge 10% for $10 and 5% for $20 or maybe $200. Now, if your aim is to make people to go for the higher ones, then if people go for the higher ones, don't you think that price would scare people away, knowing fully well that you charge lesser for that? How do you make up for that indifference between that 10% for $10 and 5% for $20? How do you hope to balance that?
So this is a very simple
Did you get my
idea behind this. Is how you can see here. I have a 10 BNB box. The fee is 5%, and for all the boxes, the fees are 5%. For the lower box, the cheapest one, which costs about $10, that one has a 10% fee. Like I said, for each drawing, we're paying Chainlink for about $1, and we need to cover the cost. That's why the cheapest box is 10% fee, just to cover the cost. So on the cheapest box, we're not making any money at all. The idea behind that is just to get people familiar on how to play the game. Like when you go to a supermarket, you go to Walmart or Costco, they have like roasted chicken for $5 for $3.99, like something extremely cheap just to barely cover their cost to draw people in. Because when you go there, you're not gonna only buy water or roasted chicken, you're gonna buy something else where they make profit. So this is a very good business practice just to get people to try it out because $10 is nothing. If you win 20, right? So as they keep trying it out, they get more familiar and they see somebody else win more money, they're gonna jump in. But 5% is reasonable. It's when some just remember this fee is not taken from all players. It's only taken from the winners after somebody win. So 5% is nothing for the winners. They won't even think about it. For the beta testing of a week, we have never got any complaints from people to say the 5% is too high on the high box and 10% is too high on the low box. Nobody ever complains. So I hope
Okay,
that
so
answers your
because I
question.
was just thinking that the more the merrier. Okay, thank you very much. It's clear. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much for your question, Dr. Oxygen. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Let me pick one. Okay, let's go with Crypto Guru. You're allowed to speak. Please ask your question. Crypto Guru.
Hello, CH, everybody.
Hey, man. Yeah, how are you doing?
Oh yeah, so I'm doing great. Yeah. So thanks for the great opportunity. Hello, Sesame. So
Hi, how
okay.
are you?
Oh yeah, so in the project for quite a while, and I've been seeing the good works. Actually, I've been following it, the Twitter handle and others. So it's a very nice project. So my question is, I would like to know about the funding of the project. I've been seeing you doing a lot of giveaways. I think that's to boost the popularity of the token. I've seen a massive amount of giveaways from this project. So I'm asking, how are you funding the project? Are you funding it from the revenue you're going to be making from the project, or you have your personal careers which you are using to fund the project? Because funding is important. To fund the game, to fund the token. To add a pump to the token. To avoid dumb investors. So this is very important. So that's my question.
So we're 2 days away from fair launch, and all the marketing expenses before that are from our own pockets. We have a marketing budget, and we're just using that. That's how we're funding all the giveaways and all the campaigns. Hello? Yeah.
Oh yeah. So you mean it's only do you mean it's only from the from the revenue you're generating from the project, or do you have personal careers, real time jobs? Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, from a business standing point, I mean, it's just all business are require a starting capital, right? Like we don't treat this just as another crypto project. This is a legit business. So that's why we have a marketing budget in the beginning. And I mean, we're not making any money yet because this is on the test net. So we're gonna be uh, turning a profit after the system goes live. So
Oh yeah. So okay. So CH, I would also like to ask a second question.
Okay, just make it a quick one because we still have a lot more people. So yeah, please do.
Oh yeah, okay. So yeah, thanks. So my other question is, I would like to know what are the streams or method of generating revenue from the game, for investors, as the sole objective of every investor is to make profit for every investment. So
I
what
think
are
you're
the
cut off.
method or streams of generating revenue from the game? That's my question.
I think you
um,
should repeat. Did you get that, Sesame? I think he cut off for a little bit. I'm not sure if you get that.
yeah, I think he said the ways to generate revenue from the game. Um, well, as you can see, once the system goes live, um, as soon as somebody starts to playing, we're generating revenue. So for the from the fee of the box, let's just say if somebody win the 100 BNB box, the gaming fee will be 5%. That's 5 BNB for the platform, and 2.5 goes back to the users, and we keep another 2.5 BNB. That's just how the platform will generate revenue. Um, Also, as a token holder, you also mentioned
Oh, yeah.
how to bring value to the token itself. As an investor, obviously, everyone wants the token price to go up. Um, I think if you look at it this way, if you really understand about this game and the principles behind the game, I think you're going to be agreeing on that. By investing in SISA token, you're betting on that people will always be greedy, and I think that's a very good thing to be bet on, because you can bet on people will always 100% always be greedy, and there will always be people playing this game. Like the online gaming industry is huge. If you look at the online the online casinos on your phone, on websites, and that's a $59 billion industry just in 2022. That's huge. Also, the online lotteries, that's like $14.5 billion. You can just easily get those data from Google. Just Google how big online gambling is. I mean, it's a huge market. There's so much money to be made in this space. It's mind boggling. I also the MetaMask. Like there's so many people using MetaMask now, it's almost mainstream. For MetaMask, they have a monthly active user of over 30 million people. I mean, you just combine those together, and what you get, that's just a huge business opportunity here. I think from a business perspective, right? If you apply the principle of Web3, where it's just tokenization, 100% transparency, and empower your users through the token, excuse me, through the tokens, you apply that principle to a lot of businesses, and it's going to be revolutionary. But in this case, I think in the Sesame Games case, we found a perfect use case for Web3. And this is just going to be amazing. If we don't do this, somebody else will. Just a matter of time.
Crypto I'm not sure you're down, but I totally agree with that.
Okay, yeah. So
Oh,
okay,
okay.
thanks, man. So
Mm-hmm.
great statistics about the game, and yeah, I'm looking forward to the project. Best of luck on your project. Thanks, CH. Loving the community. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. The
Thank you
community
very
loves
much.
you. Yeah, thank you for the wonderful question there. Okay, let's go fast to the next question. Let's go with Sir Chief. Sir Chief, you're allowed to speak. Please ask the question.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for the nice opportunity. Now, my question is, I love playing games, and I love playing games with someone next to me. And also, sometimes I do call a friend and said, "Okay, can you just connect to this game? So let us play." So I want to know, is your project like that? Is there any way I can play games to someone next to me? And my next question is about the security of your project. I want to know if I would not like to play a game and after someone else will now rig the game. So is it? I want to know how you intend to secure your project in the way that nobody coming through the project and also rig the game. Thank you.
Thank you. I think it's a good question. For like I said, we made a bot in the Telegram that's gonna broadcast all the information on the game. If somebody bought a ticket, it's gonna announce. Look, it just said a player address purchased one ticket from round 178 of box address for 0.5 BNB. Who's next? So if somebody win, it's gonna announce as well. So when a whole bunch of people after we go live, a whole bunch of people are playing it in the Telegram. Everybody can have a good time, chat and screen cap and share the excitement or whatnot. And from the security part of the smart contract, so everything is audited. Let me just show you real quick. It's audited by KeyShield. Not only on the smart contract, but also on the box contracts, on the lottery contracts as well. So we pass all the auditing. Also, there is no ownership to the contract. So there is no backdoor. You don't have to worry about us just disappear with a whole bunch of money. There is no ownership. Like it use access control, so it's silly secure in that sense. Also, I don't know if you noticed, like people are not depositing their money into the game. Only when they make a purchase from the box. All the smart contract does is it does a redistribution of people's funds. That's all it does. There is no deposit. So, and once you win your BNB goes to your wallet instantly. Like there is no playground for hacking or anything like that. It's just very safe. It's a very safe way to do it. Also, there is obviously no KYC. The whole thing is entirely anonymous. No matter where you are in the world, you just have to have a MetaMask address, and you can start to play right away. Yeah.
Thank you very much in that aspect. Thank you very much. Just that you didn't answer me the first one which I said playing with someone next to me. I don't know if that one is possible.
I think
Yeah,
okay. After that, okay, Sesame.
I think it's entirely possible. You can play with your friend next to each other, and you can track the boxes you bought. For example, if both of you want to buy this box, you can track the box number. Is round number 235. You can track your progress here. So 235, 234, like your shares in it, like who played it, and the winner address. Yeah, it's for every box. It's entirely trackable. So you know you and your friends are playing together.
Thank you very much for that nice opportunity. Thank you. I appreciate it.
You're
Okay,
welcome.
Sushi, thank you so much for the question. Yeah. Okay, I guess we can have one more question before we wrap things up, and let's pick Centurion. Oh yeah, Centurion, you're allowed to speak. Centurion, please ask your question.
Okay, thank you very much. So my question is quite simple. Um, I just want to know what was the problems you guys were facing when creating this project and how you guys overcome it so that I can have more faith in the project and more faith that you guys can also conquer future problems.
That's a pretty good question. For the difficulties with that, actually the smart contract alone. Well, the game may look really simple, but let me show you real quick. So this is our GitHub. This is all the code. Like I said, it's completely open source. Anybody can go and check all the code. The game may look simple, but the backend is extremely complicated. If you see some other project, their entire code is just one file. Here we have a whole bunch of it. It's a challenge to marry the backend smart contracts with the front end UI. Yeah, we've been working on it for almost 4 months just to get everything in the right place. That's a challenge, but our team, we have the same goal. We're all really eager to make it successful, and we've been having a lot of sleepless nights. And I think in the future, the main challenge will be getting more players to join the game, as well as to increase the player playing experience, just to enhance that. Also, if you want to talk about fate, how about we spend $100,000 of our own money just to launch the marketing campaign? That's how we believe in our that's how we believe in our project. Otherwise, we won't be, using our own money to do it.
Okay, Centurion, thank you so much for your question.
Thank you very much. And you guys really did a lot in your game.
Thank you.
Wonderfully answering all the questions. That's a be so far, Mike. So good job so far. I guess, yeah, that was pretty short. So we can have one last question before we actually wrap up. So yeah, okay, for the last question, let's pick. Okay, Ronald. Ronald, you're allowed to speak. Please ask your question. Ronald? Okay. Okay, I think Ronald
Can you
is
hear me?
not speak. Oh, hello,
Can you hear
Ronald.
me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
So, can you hear me?
Yes, please ask your question, Ronald.
So, my question is, community support is one of the biggest aspects of a project's success. So, most projects, they have programs that interact with their users. So, what are your specific plans to attract or expand the community and improve the user's experience? Do you get me?
Yes. Community management is definitely the key aspect of any crypto project. Obviously, I'm sorry, what was your second question?
My second question was, what are the specific plans to attract or expand the community and improve the user's experience?
Oh, yes. We have for the user experience part, there are new investors and people who don't know about it yet. We have 3 YouTube videos coming out, tutorials and demonstrations, and that's going to bring a lot of people in the community once they see how it's played. We are building a whole bunch of partnerships with global communities, with Chinese communities, Vietnamese communities. As a matter of fact, we know how big the Asian market is, so we did a full translation of the website in Chinese, and more translation coming in Japanese, Korean, Vietnamese, and yeah, just building partnerships with those communities, doing AMAs, doing giveaways. Again, showing this product to as many people as possible within the crypto community. The interesting about this game is that it's so simple. It works like a filter. Like if I had a gamified project with, like, say 20 different NFTs and very complicated playing rules and extremely massive metaverse planning, it's gonna take me maybe a good hour just to explain everything to everybody if you want to jump into play. But that's not the case here. It's so simple. Like, the people who get it, the people who want to gamble, they're jumping right away. They're jumping right away with their 0.05 BNB. So we show this to as many communities as possible, and it's a really good way to get a lot of people's attention and grow the player count. Yeah, I hope that answers your question.
Yes, so can I ask another question?
Unfortunately, we don't have time for more questions, but thank you so much for your question, Ronald. And
Okay.
it's about
Thanks very
time to
much.
answer. Yeah, all
Okay,
good, all
thanks
good.
very much. Thank you. I do understand
Thank
the answer.
Okay. So, I guess it's time flies, and unfortunately, Sesame, as much as we wanted to learn more about the project and answer more community questions, yeah, we're just short on time. So, for the people who still have questions about Sesame Token and how the functions of the project and the game works, please join Sesame on their Telegram group that's pinned on the Phoenix Holdings main chat, and I'm sure that Mike or Sesame Token and his team will be more than happy to answer all of your questions. So I guess to wrap things up, Mike, uh, I guess you can just give a short summary on what Sesame Token is all about and why people should be investing in it.
Right. So again, thank you very much for everybody that tuned in. It's been wonderful. Again, so Sesame is extremely simple concept, right? So we took the very successful gaming playing model that we draw inspiration from CS:GO online betting, and we married it with a tokenomics from another very successful project, where they reached as high as 400 million market cap, and we married that with the 100% transparency and fairness of the Web3, and while empowering all the users, making all the players seamlessly become a co-owner of the platform. We created a very good product, we believe. So why do you want to invest in Sesame tokens? There are a few reasons, right? First of all, for the staking rewards. Secondly, if you see the value in online casino gaming, if you see the potential and the market size, the Sesame token is here to capitalize on a lot of that. So that's the vision. And also, if you bet on Sesame token, like I said before, you're betting on people will be greedy, and I think that's a very good bet. People will always be greedy, and yeah, I think that's about to sum it up. If you have any other questions, feel free to join our Telegram. Otherwise, we're gonna be launching 2 days, and I'll see you on the launch day.
Okay, it's amazing having you here again, once again with us, Sesame Token or Mike. Thank you so much for choosing Phoenix Holdings to host on your AMA. And guys, again, please give your full support to Sesame Token, and you can do that simply by joining their Telegram group. And with that, you can also get up to date on their latest developments within their project. And as Mike mentioned, it's going to be launching in 2 days, and the fair launch is going to be tomorrow.
It's 28th UTC time.
Okay. So tomorrow's 20. Sorry, I missed that one. What's the number again?
28th.
28th of April. And what time?
0 UTC. So it's right here.
Oh, okay, gonna be quite early. And also, just another thing I wanted to add. I love the fact that you became really inclusive to the other Asian communities, which I also believe are the high ballers in terms of like gambling, especially the Chinese community. So that would definitely get you more. Oh, I was muted. Oh my gosh, sorry. I was speaking a lot. Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, were you? Oh my gosh, I was wrapping up earlier. I was speaking for like a good 3 minutes. Were you able to hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So once again, thank you so much for having us in Phoenix Holdings. And yeah, please guys support Sesame Token and their Telegram group. And yeah, that's about it for us. Good day and good night to everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, CH.
Okay, guys, thank you.